Beautiful ignited souls, we are going to explore the number 17 today. Now, of course, it's today's date, the 17th of the 1st, 2022, but of course, we always still look at the number 1 and the number 2 or 6, which makes up the year. So basically, you are going to get the feel of the numerical vibrations anyway, the numerical vibrations. But before we continue, let me welcome you, new subscribers, revisiting subscribers or viewers. I am just so grateful and thankful for your presence and for, of course, being part of this journey where we are on the Earthship. Ship. Okay. So that's, I'm still trying to get my tongue around, some of these syllables, if you like. Okay, that's supposed to be my lifetime project or program. Right. So I'm just speaking of programs. So many programs are coming, and I'm still on level 1 where it comes to this. Who knows? Perhaps I'm meant to be there. So speaking of number 17, of course, 17 is the God. 17 actually speaks to us in the sense of its consists of 1 and 7, and of course combined together makes up the number 8, which is the template, which is a set, which is that strength number, if you like, that number that can expand, and it's the travel number. You wonder, where am I now? Because you've been going round and round in circles. You don't know when you are in the knot above or the one above or below or beneath rather. So this is what it's about. We are going to look at number 17. But before we get on or moving on any further, let's have a tea break. I hope you've got your cup or your fruit, whatever it is. And of course, we could pretend that this is a little gossip, like in traditional ways. Did you know? So I probably should say, did you know the number 17 is actually God? It actually equals God. And if you, for instance, have the day number, meaning that you were born the 17th of the month, that's really God expressing in you, like, out there. Now, of course, God is in all of us in different ways. It is important that we see that the word 17 not only shows us that it gives us the number 8 as 1 plus 7, but also when we break it down, it shows us the dynamics of the word form itself. It's the interplay of 8. In some ways, or in some of us than others. You get what I'm saying. So, tea time, tea time. So, I'm on water. Yes, because you have to balance things, and water tend to balance things really well. So I hope you enjoy yours if it's water as well, whatever it is. So here we are, people. This is the template. Again, we have been talking about number 8, like number 17, 1 plus 7 comes to 8. This is what I call the headquarters zone. The headquarters zone. Now, isn't there something about QR now? Q and R. Because the QR, for instance, in China, again, according to what I've read, it's since early February 2020. So I could imagine it was the 2nd of February. I'm just saying that they would have introduced, or the 20th of February 2020, that China would have given their citizens the QR code reader and so on. So it was first introduced in eastern city of Hangzhou. I hope I have pronounced this correctly. Let's just do, Spirit is saying, do a numerical value on this Hangzhou and see, because the names of the places, the numerical vibration, it does have something to do with, I could assure you it's not going to be something of I would say, of an odd number or so. Hang, that is H. Let's see. Oh, come on. Okay. ZHOU. So there's a Z here. And we squeeze the H. And it's OU. So this would be 3, 6, 8, 8. So there are two eights here. This is what I mean. And 7, 5, 1, 8. Because they do love the eights, don't they? So 3 eights, 24, 25, 30, 37, 37, 40, 46. So 46 is, I actually, there you go. 46 is 10, but I actually thought it would have been like 8 or something. But this is again the number that we have been saying. It's the seed, it's the number that has 10 is like this. So they introduced, I'm going to throw this pen. They let's do this so you can see, because this is being recorded. Yeah. So let's get a pen that writes. I have to remember that, and this stays for on forever and a day, doesn't it? So, and so China, China, people remember China is actually number 8. It comes in as, this is 14, 15, 25, 26. So like the God number. So this is 8. This is China. And so because we are working on the number 17, of course, we are exploring how, of course, it becomes number 8, how the world, parts of the world, particularly China is more the external expression, if you like. It's the expression of that number 8. Whereas in Christianity or in Judaism, they would have it in. So remember, people, everything is not as explicit as we would think it ought to be. We think, oh, why is this country hiding something? But they actually playing the role of the opposite of another country. That's what the game of life is right here. So as above, so below, as within, so without. So, but there's always the polarities. So how did we, I'm just going to check my hang, HANGZHOU, HANGZHOU. I'm going to check my memory, because I'm loving it when I see HANGZHOU. Spot on, people, spot on. That's one of the benefits I find of doing this. So we have the 2 8s, 7, 5, 1, 8. As we did was, I counted like this: 3 8s, I said 24. We could say 34, and of course 40, 34, 40, 45, 46. So that's how my eyes go, doing the serpent thing. Okay, so 46, actually sacrifice is called 46, is 46. When we add the word 46, it comes to sacrifice. Of When we add the word 46, it comes to sacrifice. You get that? I'm going back and forth. When we do the word sacrifice, it comes to 46. 4 plus 6 is 10. Let's put things right. Okay, so where we can see here, in the fourth section, this would be development. This is the development, and this is what China has actually hanged on to. And number 6, of course, this is where they have come into the development. This is the riff section, if we had to compare, what's happening here, because this is the template we have been using, and I feel that this can give us a universal expression or explanation of, what it is we really want to know. So this is the riff here, coinciding with, of course, the story of Christ and China here. So now, of course, we could say 4 plus 6 here, which is also 10. We could see that we could say they're actually tapping into this, that is the middle, the center, or the core of the apple right here. So development, new, it's a new thing with the QR codes, and Q is 8 and R is 9. That comes to 17. So we have been talking about the number 17. So actually China is using this QR, or introducing this Q, which is R, 9, 8, is actually 17. And that is being the God that is dealing with whatever is going on right now, because God equals 17. Now, what is happening here? We can see I have followed a little bit of the news on China, because as I said before on the very first video I did for this year, is that we have not seen the last of China, in the sense of I feel things are going to get worse, or something more stunning is going to break out, because that's what happens from these number 8s. It breaks out. So the China breaks. So all this tea time we are having, you don't be too surprised. You're like having a tea time and you hear something and you go, that's the tea time, the China breaking. Now, so here's what we do here. We also examine the number 1, which is 1. And of course, we have seen how 1 has the attributes of multiple multiplication, multiple children, or just after its kind. So by 16, meaning we say 1 is actually the same procedure we are going to use here. So this equals 7. 7 is actually it's like the chopper, it's like the knife, the slicer, the axe, the lamppost, whatever it is that says, okay, there is the mark. It's like the word mark, I think, actually equals 7 as well. So it's like a marker. 7 is like a marker right here. So when we do this, it's like you could have this symbol of marking, of a mark. You could extend it to whatever length you want, and call, because you could say 1 pen, and then again you could have a pen, you could have a box with pens, and then you could say, oh, there's 1. You still use the word 1 to identify 1, don't you? Whereas it may have 1,000 pens in there, but 1 is actually the descriptive of that separation. Okay, so that's what God is. It's like God. It's like I climb up and down the stairs, and I do think of it as the 7s going up the stairs. When I do go up and down the stairs, I think, wow, it's like your legs are actually doing the same motion going up and down, but we don't really realize it. But that is being God in that moment. Each step, you miss one and you go, oh my God, who are you calling to then? All right. Yeah. So likewise, we have 6, SIX, gives us 16 as well, and we see how that becomes 7. So all of this now shows us the magnitude of number 6, or number 1 rather, the magnitude of 1's capability, if you like, of 1, meaning that is you as well. You are the 1, like new. So all this 1 is what we are talking about, like the God force. So you have that God force of 16 right there in you. When we do, I'm not sure if I did this yesterday because we worked with the number 16. But also I need to remember we are dealing with 17. Okay, so SIXTEN. So remember, people, this is at 16 because think when you think about it, there are nations or there were times like a nation would need people. It would need because they have a way of projecting their infrastructure for the next how many years or whatever, and you need workmanship or whatever it is to be able to deal with whatever it was. That's why sometimes even there people are being recruited from different islands or countries to do this work. So and that would also mean that while that is being done, maybe certain countries are wanting to nurture its own people, And so at 16, cut a long story short, in Britain, that you can have parental consent at 16 so you could have a boyfriend or engage in sexual activities. So that means at 16 it is that age that holds that vibration that can really birth quite a lot. Whatever it is doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be intercourse. It can be anything that you are engaging in at 16 in your teens that is firing all this vibration you can imagine. We all been there. Okay. Oh, I was going to count 16 actually. SIXTEEN. That's 10, 15, 25, no, 15, 25, 33. 33 is actually again the number for Genesis, people, person, police, and so on. All these numbers here. So, or believe, all these numbers, which of course is quite significant in the story of Jesus, isn't it? Jesus died at 33. But I'll tell you, people, 33 is another number that has a similar kind of meaning as 7, if you like. But it's that it takes you a little bit, it takes you to the test. This is where you really get tested. I'm actually facing this 33 at the moment. Yeah, okay. So so let's look at, so we've seen 1 gives us 7. Let's just put it this way. And let's look at 7, because when we do the numerical value for the word 7, it actually gives us 20. Now, I was going to say something, and Spirit has just reminded me on this QR, because that's very important. While we have this thought here, is that China introduced this QR in February 2020. Remember, people, February is 2, Oh, and of course, 2 is that section here where it's a section of agreement right there, like in the story of Jesus Christ and the crucifixion. This is where you form bonds and so on. Now, even like in 2020, again, that means all the 2s, just as we have now, we have 3 of these 2s, are the 2s that are creating the two creation. So it's the year of 2 creations are happening right there. So we say 2 TWO equals 13, and of course 1 plus 3 is 4. So each 2, if you like, is having that 4, that creation. 3 4s are 12, and that means those 6 days of creation in the year, in each year, wasn't it? So there we have 12. There we have it. I just thought I had to say that. The other thing is with 20, the word 20 gives us 8. So we can see that how things broke out in 2020 big time. And so 20 as in China, broke out. So you could see the correlation as when it was in the Bible, and the man ate and the woman ate, or they gave all this eating happened because it equals 8. That's why we are having tea. Okay, So back to 7 is that 7 equals 2. So then that would mean, so wow, I'm just seeing something here. So 7 equals 2 and 2 plus 7 equals 9. So that tells us that there is that beginning right there in this construct. We can, this is really showing us, because I've been wanting to show how 8 actually is 9, and basically it's how it breaks, like a chicken breaking, like a chick breaking out of the its shell, like a, and that's what's happened, because 1 plus 7 is 8. But where we see this construct here, it is showing us how 8 is actually birthing, because 8 actually is the eye. It's like the eyes are being opened right there. Okay, so I'm not going to make this much longer, because I feel that there is so much compact information here. But here I always say that this 8 is headquarters zone, and as you can see, it's like what has been constructed here, which this QR here is what has been done in that headquarters zone, and is seeping back into this construct to create a structure that can control, because when you go into the heart of an issue, a people or something like that, you've got them. That is the heart of the matter, and that's why there is so much RIF over, yeah. So I hope you get what I'm saying right here. So basically, the numbers are telling us quite a lot. And because we cannot really avoid numbers, why not learn them and see what vibration they make? Now, today, for instance, of course, there's the full moon as well. So there is so much happening. And I was trying to remember, well, of course, there's so much that equals 8, as we have said, to eat, because the whole thing that brought us into where we are is about eat. It's about eating. That's the story. But this is actually the best explanation we can have to help us understand our makeup and our existence, because we put things in our mouth and equally we breathe out. So breathing in and out is one part of it, but also when we eat, and the things that gets broken down, the food gets broken down from the time it hits our saliva. It's that the digestive system starts working, it's in operation. And so that tells us, even in the word dead, for instance, when it says that you shall surely die, that's what that death is about. And of course, being risen from the dead is the energy or the nourishment that you have been able to extract from that process. I hope you get this. I hope you, of course, please like and subscribe and share and stay ignited. Okay, so thank you for watching, people. And of course, we will be doing much more on the numbers. I would like to have compilations of words that you can just tap into, because you might be the number 17. And of course, you think, of course, 17, as I say, it's 8. And it's also giving, I had to just end on this, because one of the examples that really show us the relationship with 8 and 9 is that, again, the word EYE equals 17, and of course 17 is 8. So, but the spirit of sound mind, like when I say I, the word I actually equals 9. So you could see what we have done here is that 17, this is why I do this, 17 is showing you its makeup. its attribute of saying, well, in actual fact, I am 1 that equals 7 because I can birth all this. I can be 1 unit here. But as 7, I can also be 2 units carrying the numerical vibration of 2, which actually equals death or down or rock or road or all of those things. That, but it means that with 2 I am setting a foundation. Setting a foundation for what? For a new start, because there is 1 here. So TW2, have I done 7 actually? 7, sorry. So 7 is actually 2, and 2 is 9. Okay, so you can see the relationship here, how that happens, and it's saying that this gives us completeness. 9 is beginning, and of course 9 has in it, it's the whole creation, if you like. So let's say, okay people, and let's stay ignited. Let's stay ignited.